Here's my little second handling project using an Ibuki blade blanks item. You'll have to excuse my dogs weeping in the background. They pine for their beloved sisters who are locked away, having their special time. Yeah, it's a torture. Many of us have been there. So I thought this might be an opportunity to show off this knife. Not that much to show off on the axe handle front, but I wanted to do something quick just now. I was picking up little small bits of wood and thinking, wow, what would this be like if if you had like a really short handle on it? And I thought, well, maybe make it not like really, really short, but because it is pretty heavy and presumably it's for carving, I think you're probably going to want to choke up on it quite a lot. So, yeah, that's what I came up with pretty quickly, maybe 10 minutes here, whittling. Some tear outs there because of there was a kind of a, I don't know if it was a knot exactly. There's a little swirl here in the wood and in my vigor. But anyway, the same thing happened here as well. I'm just kind of blending that in now. If there's a little wrinkle at the end, that doesn't matter so much. But yeah, this knife, also up here, the dogs had chewed on it, so I had to redo the 90 there. It took maybe a half an inch or an inch off the top. And for doing this kind of thing, this knife really excels because of how you just have to lay it flat. So if you wanted to do curvy detail work and stuff, you can also, then you can use the chisel point and you can really be detailed. Also in the pull cut, because you're on the bevel, you got kind of more directional flexibility, as it were. Have to be a little careful here because I don't want to run up into the axe and bash my Aogami number 2 white steel. I could also just kind of sand it all flat at this point, but the knife leaves such a nice finish. So I've been using this knife a fair bit lately for some carving. Oops, that was a little tear out there. This cherry is very well seasoned. Where did I put that? Got this cool little pouch at the gas station the other day. I actually got a couple of them. I got 3. Got a black one for my wife too. So in here I kind of maybe thinking about making it more of a tool pouch, and then this one I thought maybe use it for this knife project, at least for just now. Store it out of the way, otherwise I'm going to end up scratching something on a diamond stone or something. So this is a Mora number 3, and then this color came from Ibuki. It was a second because I guess it had this bit chewed out of it there, so it was going cheap. I thought I could do something with that. It's kind of cool how it reflects in the polish on the blade there. They're also a little bit sharp here, so I may have to do something about that. But yeah, I've been whittling this handle, and this is this curly oak. You can see the chatoyance word I learned recently. Incredibly difficult to whittle. Next level even from the cherry burl. This cherry burl is it's kind of unpredictable whittling because of the tortured nature of the grain. But this, it just wants to tear the whole time. So mostly what I was doing was scraping it. Then you realize that, oh, I've got to take a whole bit off, and then maybe I'll cut a bit, and that'll leave me with something like this. So I've been scraping with this thing, and then I came upon a video, a guy called Big Brown Bear. I believe he's a venerable YouTuber, knife tuber. And he was talking about something to do with super steels and not using them for scraping. Some kind of super steel knife he had. He's like, well, you wouldn't want to use it for scraping. He was demonstrating abusive use of a knife. And he said, any kind of scraping, you don't want to do that. And so I put a comment like, how's that? No scraping? Because I've been scraping with this thing. But actually, he said some very technical stuff that is way beyond my level, and I'm sure he's right about it. But something that I do understand is that super steels are very difficult to sharpen compared to something like this Aogami White No. 2, a medium hardness steel developed over centuries, perhaps millennia, for woodworking, versus this MagnaCut here, which is very hard. So it's hard sharpening, and it's brittle. It's comparatively brittle. It doesn't have the flexibility. So if you're scraping with it, but hey, it scrapes very well. But also, his demonstration of scraping was to take a piece of African blackwood and be like, okay, that's one kind of scraping. That would be kind of like, if you're scraping old lead-based paint of some crusty old window, punky wood, that kind of scraping. But this kind of scraping, yes, I expect it probably causes a faster rate of edge wear than just cutting, depending on the cutting, right? Also you cut into this, it's some seriously tortured stuff. It's dragging your edge in all different directions. So come that point, maybe it's good to scrape. I think the knives were always used to scrape hides, scrape, then there are also scrapers, scraper knives. So, shall we test the fitment just for fun? Since we're here, I don't like doing this too much, but so what I want to do is cut that out. Because the blade plus the collar plus this handle, pretty much liking where it's at. It's pretty thick, it's pretty chunky, but it is actually subtly 3D contoured all around, like Coke bottle kind of thing. Still maybe going to take it in a little more here, but it is so nice in the hand right now. A little more rounding off there. So that's what I've got to peen over. So if I put this that's not really enough. Aside from which, I think it'll look way cooler inset like that. So I have to cut this piece out. I kind of made this hole too far over here, so I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to waste a bit. But, I'll keep as much of this as I can. You know, this part here, you make a nice escutcheon with that or whatever. And yeah, have this inlaid, but and then we're done. Ready to go. And then I'll keep carving on it a little bit and tidying it up. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a good knife, I reckon. Thanks for watching.